This is Gamertag Radio's 20th anniversary. I know we talked about this a couple of times already now, and we have a lot of things planned. I'm working on some future content that's going to be really really good. Even Paris doesn't even know what it is. I don't want to jinx it yet, so I'll tell Paris later once it's like official. But it's multiple. But Friday we're gonna have a very important podcast interview with Phil Spencer. I think that's going to be a great conversation. And we're going to release it sometime that day. I don't want to say the time because it's complicated, because the thing is I'm going to be in New York, and I even got a place super last minute to record this interview because I'm not going to be home. And that was the only time to do it. So Paris is going to be there. Originally, we were planning to have Rihanna too to be part of the interview, but it just schedule got really complicated behind the scenes. So, but we're excited. I'm pumped up. For the interview. This is gonna be the third time that Phil is going to be on our show, and I have to mention this because a lot of people don't know this. But I was talking to Ree about doing interviews and all that stuff. We had a long conversation about And here's the thing, Paris. Back in the early days of GTR. I'm talking about like 2005, and even before I started GTR, even like in the early 2000, like 2001 and stuff like that. Here's the thing, Paris. Can you believe we were one of the first podcasts that started having interviews, not only with developers, but execs? That was not a thing back in those days. And I always got to give props to not only Microsoft, but like Sega and Nintendo too, because they gave me opportunity for that too. But those are the companies during the early days that got to see the potential with podcasts, and they gave me the opportunity to sit down and just talk.
And again, I want to give you the space because you're the one that set all this up. Props to you for getting this interview, the whole thing. But one other thing is the timing of doing this. You kind of elaborate a little bit that schedules were crazy, but I want to give you the floor on that because there's conspiracy theories out there that he's going on an apology tour because it's right after the Dev Direct and all that, but that is not the case with this interview. So please, sir.
All right. So usually when I do I sent out a request for an interview, especially when it's someone like Phil in that position, I got to do it ahead of time because it gets really complicated. Like their schedule is totally booked. It's very, very busy. We started having this conversation back in like late August, early September. And true story, I was on IG and Xbox Unlocked. And Ryan always giving us props. He was like, "Hey, Danny, so congratulations, your 20th anniversary's come up." And he started mentioning, "Man, Phil should be on your show."
Phil Spencer, if you're listening to this at the dog park, A, I hope you enjoyed it and relived some memories. But B, I hope you'll go on Danny's 20th anniversary episode in February. That is a thing that should happen.
We'll see.
We'll see. I hope so.
And behind the scenes in my head, I'm like, "Oh yeah, he is gonna come on our show." I just can't say anything, because originally we wanted to do it at a different date. I'm not gonna say the date because it was just but it was just me traveling.
I think it's important that you do say that
is?
because that's what I think people need to understand that we were going to do this way earlier.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I think
it was last
15th.
week.
Last week.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
week?
I was thinking, was
Yeah.
it February? No, it was actually last week. We were going to do it. And it just got too complicated with both of our schedules. I'm like, "Oh no, man, that would have been perfect," So originally, and Paris, you can say it too if you want. Originally, we wanted to surprise everyone, and we were like, we're just gonna shadow drop it and just like not say anything. But we felt like it was important for us to say it, because I'm like, "Hey, you know what? It's right after the Xbox Direct. Like it makes sense. Like let's just do it." And
yeah.
we planned it out. Paris and I were like, "Oh, when should we do it?" And I'm like, "All right, let me do it let me announce it Monday morning, and we'll mention to everybody." So there's no conspiracies or anything like that. I don't know where that's been coming? Because I haven't seen that from, you know what I'm saying? But, but go ahead.
It's just the internet. It's just social media. People are always going to be skeptics. They never, excuse me, take things at face value for what they are. But no, it's like, look, at this point, like you already said, man, we've talked to Phil Spencer multiple times over the years. If you want to get any idea of the type of questions we're going to ask or whatever, go back in the archives and go listen to that stuff.
And yeah, man, like I like to plan things way ahead because I just want to do this right. And for those that are coming up with like conspiracy theories, bro, we've been doing this for a long ass time. You guys have no idea how things work, man. No idea. It's hard, man. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? So, like, put it this way: when I had Reggie on, what was it? Back in 2021, I managed to get Reggie on our show. That was like a 10-year process because he was, president of Nintendo of America, and every time I requested, Nintendo would say no. It took a very, very long time. And I just tweeted about it one time on Twitter, and he said, "Oh, we should make it happen." And that's another year process for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So like, people think that it's just luck or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Paris? Like, or a conspiracy, like you were saying. People have no idea, man. Everything takes time, and it's not what you say, is how you present it to the people that are in charge handling the communication to book these interviews, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a long, long time, man.